Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mother. Is everyone able to hear me? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Thank you for joining. Today, Mataji, Her Grace Sridevi Mataji will be discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Verse 11. We'll continue Vidura's talks with Maitreya Muni. Hare Krishna, dear Sridevi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Ananta Sesh Nag Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. I offer my humble obeisances to you and all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I'm humbly requesting for everyone's blessings, for your mercy, for your good wishes, for your empowerment, so that somehow, by your mercy, I'm able to do justice to this service that's been given to me today. Hare Krishna. Yes,
Krishna.
we will go to the verse. I will begin with the prayers. Will you screen share, please? Yes, thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Yes, we are continuing our series of verses. We are on the third canto, chapter 5. We are on verse 11. Kastripnuya tirtapado bhidanat satreshu vasuribhir idyamanat yakarnanadim purushasya yato bhava pradam ge haratim chinatti. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Who in human society can be satisfied without hearing sufficient talk of the Lord, whose lotus feet are the sum total of all places of pilgrimage, and who is worshipped by great sages and devotees? Such topics can cut off one's bondage to family affection simply by entering the holes of one's ears. Purport. Krishna Katha is so powerful that simply by entering into a person's ear, it can at once give deliverance from the bondage of family affection. Family affection is an illusory manifestation of the external energy, and it is the only impetus for all mundane activities. As long as there is mundane activity and the mind is absorbed in such engagement, one has to undergo the repetition of birth and death in the current material nations. People are most influenced by the mode of ignorance, and some are influenced by the passionate mode of material nature. And under the spell of these two modes, a living being is actuated by the material conception of life. The mundane qualities do not allow a living entity to understand his real position. I'm going to read that again. The mundane qualities do not allow a living entity to understand his real position. The qualities of both ignorance and passion strongly bind one to the illusory bodily conception of the self. The best among the fools who are thus deluded are those who engage in altruistic activities under the spell of the material mode of passion. Bhagavad Gita, which is direct Krishna Katha, gives humanity the elementary lesson that the body is perishable and that the consciousness which is spread throughout the body is imperishable. I'm going to ask you which verse this is in the Bhagavad Gita after finishing this purport. Okay. The conscious being, the imperishable self, is eternally existent and cannot be killed under any circumstances, even after the dissolution of the body. Anyone who misunderstands this perishable body to be the self and who works for it in the name of sociology, politics, philanthropy, altruism, nationalism, or internationalism under the false plea of the bodily conception of life is certainly a fool and does not know the implications of reality and unreality. Some of them are above the modes of ignorance and passion and are situated in the mode of goodness. But mundane goodness is always contaminated by tinges of ignorance and passion. Mundane goodness can enlighten one that the body and the self are different, but one in goodness is concerned with the self and not the body. But due to being contaminated, those in mundane goodness cannot understand the real nature of the self as a person. The impersonal conception of the self as distinct from the body keeps them in the mode of goodness within material nature, and unless they are attracted by Krishna Katha, they will never be liberated from the bondage of material existence. Krishna Katha is the only remedy for all people of the world because it can situate one in pure consciousness of the self and liberate one from material bondage. To preach Krishna Katha all over the world, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, is the greatest missionary activity, and all sensible men and women of the world may join in this great movement started by Lord Chaitanya. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनीश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So this is a very wonderful purport, and Srila Prabhupada is not mincing words over here. He's telling it as it is. Huh? Why Krishna Katha is powerful is the first one. Then why mundane people who are mostly in ignorance and passion. Rarely some few people are in goodness, but still they are on the bodily platform. They understand they are not the body, but they don't understand the full truth about the spirit soul. They have no knowledge. And so they act, under the auspices of nationalism, internationalism, philanthropy, welfare work, missionary activities, and so on. But they are also in the modes of material nature, even though it may be goodness, material goodness. So no one can get out of the clutches of material energy until they come to the point of devotional service. Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Katha, Krishna Pujan. This is the only thing. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only by devotional service can you know me and understand me and enter into the mysteries of my existence. Krishna says that very clearly. So, why is Krishna Katha so powerful? Because it is not on the mundane platform. It is on the transcendental platform. And when it enters the holes of the ears, it goes into the heart. Rit Karna, it goes into the heart, and there it cleanses the heart of all the dirty things that have been there for years together and awakens one to spiritual life. That is why it is very important to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee, because only he or she can awaken one to transcendental knowledge, because they are always tasting the saffron particles at the lotus feet of the Lord, and they're transmitting that pure message. Ananta Sheshnar, please go to 4:20:25, the famous saffron particles verse. I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. 25.
Okay,
The next one.
sorry.
Mhm. Yes, here we go. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. See how important this is. And if you look through this purport, Prabhupada mentions 7 times from the mouth of a pure devotee. It is explained in the previous verse. One has to hear glorification of the Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. Transcendental vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our material existence, we have almost forgotten our eternal relationship under the influence of the illusory Maya, exactly like a man sleeping very deeply forgets everything. In the Vedas, it is said everyone is sleeping under influence of Maya. We must get up from this slumber and engage in the right service. Okay. This awakening voice comes through the mouth of a pure devotee. Why? Because the Lord is saying, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. A pure devotee always engages in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet. Therefore, he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. When a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky. The voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. As soon as a sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with the Lord, although he had forgotten everything up to that point. Therefore, for a conditioned soul, it is very important to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee who is fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord without any material desire, speculative knowledge, or contamination of the modes of nature. Everyone is a kuyogi because we have engaged in the service of this material world. Let's keep going. One may stay in his position of life. It does not matter what it is. But if one hears from the mouth of a pure devotee, he gradually comes to the understanding of his relationship with the Lord and thus engages in his loving service. Life becomes perfect. Therefore, this process of hearing from the mouth of a pure devotee is very important for making progress in the line of spiritual understanding. So now we can understand why it is so important to hear from Srila Prabhupada, to read Srila Prabhupada books, and to hear daily from our spiritual master, who is a pure devotee of the Lord, Uttam Adhikari, who has come from the spiritual world to save us. He is directly in touch with Krishna. So every word emanating from his lotus mouth is pure, transcendental, divine, purifying, enlightening, releasing us from the clutches of this material energy. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chite Te Koriya Aikya Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha. Guru Vandanam prayers we sing, isn't it? Glorifying the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Vando Mui Savadhana Mate. I bow down to his lotus feet with great care and attention. My dear brothers, my dear mind, it is by the grace of the spiritual master that we can cross this material existence and attain the mercy of Krishna. Make the words emanating from the lotus mouth of our spiritual master one with your heart and do not desire anything else. Attachment to his lotus feet is the best means of spiritual advancement. His mercy fulfills all desires for spiritual perfection. He who has given us the gift of transcendental vision is my Lord, birth after birth. It is by his mercy that divine knowledge is revealed within our heart, destroying ignorance and bestowing pure love for Krishna. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. O spiritual master, O ocean of mercy, O friend of the fallen, O life of all people, O universal teacher, alas, alas, O master, please be merciful unto us. Please give us the shade of your lotus feet. May your glories now be proclaimed throughout the three worlds. So we sing this every day in Guru Puja. Before that, we sing Guru Ashtakam every day in Mangalarti, glorifying the lotus feet of the pure devotee who is giving us Krishna Katha, who is engaging us in Krishna Kirtan, who is engaging us in Krishna Seva, Krishna Pujan, and purifying our hearts of all material contamination and leading us home back to Godhead. Okay, let's go back to the main verse, please. Ananta Shesh Prabhu. Thank you. Yes. So, as long as we are in the material conception of life, we will keep on circling around society, friendship, love, family affection, this, that, merry-go-round will go on and on and on and on. And believe me, every species of life, we have mommy and daddy, and they take care of the kids. Cats and dogs also take care of their puppies and kittens. Every living entity begets children, raises children, nurtures children, and in the end dies and again does the same thing. Do we want to keep doing the same thing? No. We have come to devotional service and we have reached a higher understanding. I am not this body. Who am I? I am spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna. My body is perishable, but my soul can never be finished. Which is that verse which explains this? Can anybody guess and tell me? I'll give you a hint. It's in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Anyone want to try? Okay, maybe it's a tough one for you. Let's go to 220. Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. Ajo shashvato nayam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. No, Bhagavad Gita, yeah, chapter 2, verse number 20. There, Krishna is declaring, for the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. Just see, he has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So body will be finished eventually. As we grow old, like a tattered garment, how we give it up and then buy a new shirt and pant and wear that, or a new gopi skirt or sari or whatever. When something grows old and tattered and worn out, what do? We throw it and we buy another dress. Similarly, the soul simply takes on another body at the time of death. Now, what kind of body I will get at the time of death depends on my consciousness, on my activities, on what I have done in this life. Therefore, devotees of the Lord are going all over the world begging everyone, please take the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wake up, sleeping souls. You've been sleeping on the lap of witch Maya for millions of lifetimes. Wake up to who you really are. Become blissful, become happy, become joyful. Reconnect with Krishna, engage in devotional service, purify your existence, and go back to Krishna. Get out of this prison house called this material world. Get out of the material energy which has tormented you for so many lifetimes. Why should we remain prisoners? Why should we be shackled to this material energy? Don't you want to get free? I do. I'm sick and tired of being kicked around by the material energy. I want to come back to my constitutional position. Okay, let's go back to the main verse, Anandashesh Prabhu. So we keep to the sequence of what is there in the purport. Yes, the next point talks about how people so-called goodness. I will start anathalay. I will take care of orphans. I will start free food for all eatery where the free soup kitchens where the homeless can come and take food without any cost. I will start a free library so that poor students can come and take advantage. And it sounds very good, isn't it? Who would deny? Oh yes, poor orphans, of course, they need someone to take care. Oh, I will start a dharmashala so that weary, tired pilgrims can come in and take rest. They can have a place to sleep. They can have food and water. I will do it all free of cost, and I will feel so good that I will help them. Will you deny that this is a good thing? So this is how people go on catering to the body. But what are they doing for the soul? Will all these activities help that orphan, that poor homeless beggar, that weary pilgrim get out of the cycle of birth and death? Will the free library help the poor student get out of the cycle of birth and death? It may get him a degree. The weary pilgrim may get a place to sleep. The poor orphan may get food, clothes. But will they get out of the bodily conception of life? No! This knowledge is divine, transcendental knowledge, and the only thing that can free people from the cycle of birth and death and bring them to real understanding of who they are. That is why this knowledge is so rare and so precious and should be distributed freely to one and all. You should catch everybody and say, wake up, spirit soul, wake up. Don't be caught by the tricks of Maya. Come back to Krishna. Come back to your real self. Become joyful. Become loving servitor of Krishna. You will be happy. You will make others happy. So people in mundane goodness, they cannot. No, no, no. I will do my thing. I will use my millions to, do this, that, and the other. My name is in the paper. I'm such a big man. I'm, lauded everywhere. Everywhere I go, I say, oh, Mr. Rockefeller, oh, Mr. So and so, welcome, welcome. Such a great philanthropist has come here. You think that will help him get out of the cycle of birth and death? He's going to take another birth, maybe in goodness, but back again to the material world, back again to suffer birth, disease, old age, death. Is that what we want? Of course not. So we should not get swayed by all these so-called do-gooder activities. We must come to the understanding that this is real knowledge and we should disseminate it to the whole world. We also distribute free food. We also distribute books. We also offer shelter to people who are traveling. We also do all these things, but they are done as a service to Krishna, and that is the difference. I remember mother saying, what does ISKCON do? Do you all give food to the poor school? Look at these people, they are giving food, they are doing. I said, we also do, Mama, don't worry. In the tsunami, Indradumna Maharaj went personally and set up so many things to help to give relief to the victims of tsunami. So it's not that devotee is hard-hearted and cannot understand the suffering of others and will not come to people's help. Of course not. We do understand people need help at so many levels, but it is given with the understanding that this help is given to help you remember Krishna, to come to Krishna, to take Krishna Prasadam, to take Krishna's holy name, and to begin your real journey, to begin the real connection to Krishna, and not be completely, absorbed in just taking care of the body. Hmm? So people in mundane goodness, they cannot understand the real nature of the self. They understand, yes, I'm not this body. Go, oh, I am spirit. I am divine energy. I am light. I am goodness. This is what they will say. They don't know who they really are. Yes, they agree. They are not. So therefore, they have no real understanding. Who are you? You are spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, more brilliant than a million sun. You are also eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge. You have a self. You are the spirit soul. So this knowledge is only coming from Guru Parampara. Only Srila Prabhupada, who came to save the world on the order of Lord Chaitanya, is giving that knowledge all over the world. And we have become so fortunate. Hmm? Out of 8,400,000 species, only 400,000 are humans. Of this 400,000, only very few are civilized. And only of these very few who are civilized, very few are devotees of the Lord. And we are very fortunately undeserving, worthless, useless as we are. Somehow, by Prabhupada's mercy, we have been given this golden opportunity to come in touch with devotees. It is a very great benediction, very great benediction, very rare benediction. So you must, offer Dandavat pranams to every single devotee and say, thank you for allowing me to come in your association, Prabhu or Mataji. I take the dust of your lotus feet on my head and feel myself so fortunate that somehow or the other I got admission into this ISKCON society. Now I have become fortunate. I must help others become fortunate. Make the unfortunate fortunate. This is what Prabhupada said. So let's go to the very last line, last few lines. They are so beautiful. Krishna Katha is the only remedy for all people because it can situate one in pure consciousness, liberate one from material bondage. To preach Krishna Katha all over the world is the greatest missionary activity. All sensible men and women may join this great movement started by Lord Chaitanya. So I want to share with you a little bit. I was just thinking, what did Prabhupada want when he said, I want this mission to be spread all over the world? So I'm going to request Anandashesh Prabhu to give me screen share because you will see over here, you will see Prabhupada's heart. You will see how dear this mission was to him and how much he wanted that every single soul be saved and taken back to Krishna. So, Anantashesh Prabhu, kindly
You,
allow me to screen
yeah, you should
share.
be able to share.
Okay, here we go. So, Anantashesh Prabhu, would you like to read this for us? Because it's very, very
Sure.
wonderful, and I think you will really like to do that.
Yes, Madhu. My mission, Prabhupada. Theme analysis. Srila Prabhupada frequently shared his heart with his disciples, making them feel like an essential part of his divine mission. He did not see himself as a distant leader, but as a loving father figure who came to the West to give something substantial. To Srila Prabhupada, the mission was successful even if only one or two sincere souls learned to love Krishna. He felt deep gratitude toward the boys and girls who joined him, seeing them as sent by Krishna to help fulfill the order of his spiritual master. His mission was one of pure welfare, aiming to awaken every soul to their true spiritual nature and ensure the science of God was preserved for future generations through his books and the efforts of his dedicated followers. Srila Prabhupada emphasized that this work was a cooperative effort, and he looked to his disciples to carry the torch of Krishna consciousness with the same sincerity and faith that he received from his own spiritual master. The heart of the mission. Srila Prabhupada viewed the awakening of love for God in even a single soul as the ultimate success of his life's work, a shared responsibility. He affectionately acknowledged his disciples as sent by Krishna, stating that the mission's rapid growth was only possible through their sincere cooperation. Welfare for the world. Srila Prabhupada defined his mission as the highest welfare work, seeking to give the people of the world real happiness through God consciousness. Loyalty to the parampara. The driving force behind every effort was Srila Prabhupada's unwavering desire to please his spiritual master and fulfill the orders of the disciplic succession. Securing the future. Through his books and the establishment of the GBC, Srila Prabhupada worked to ensure the mission would remain strong and uncompromised for the benefit of future generations. Looks like we can still explore.
Haribo! Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. So you can see this is the heart of Srila Prabhupada, how dear this ISKCON society is to him, how much he wants to share this knowledge with the whole world, how much he wants to uplift every soul and take us all home back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. My obeisances to everyone for listening so patiently, and to Ananta Sesh for marvelously
Wow.
hosting the session. Very nice screen sharing, Prabhu. Thank you. So we'll open
Thank you
up
so
now.
much. Yes, Melody. Thank you very much for that enlightening discussion. And today's verse, I think, at least for me, it was really special because I never felt that distinction between mundane goodness and actual goodness that is going to help the society, right? That I never realized that until we read that today. Yes, doing good deeds feels good, but what are we really giving to others? Is the service really going to help them? I mean, we kind of know the concept, right? You can give something to a hungry person to satiate their hunger, but does that really help them? Maybe for that period of time, but what does that do for them in the long term? Does that really help them? You do
Right?
1 or 2 days of service. Like I remember when I used to go and help in the soup kitchen, like you mentioned before. I used to be I used to go there every week or every other week. We used to go and help out in the kitchen, spend a day, spend with the people there, give them food, serve them food. But that's about it, and we forgot completely about them. But the purport
Yeah.
that we read actually dives deep into what can you really do for a living entity. It does not discriminate between anybody, and it is not saying that doing good deed is wrong, but there should be uh, our mission attached to it, and I
Yes.
think that
If that
really
soup
helps the
if
reader.
it came from a Krishna conscious ISKCON temple, then it is
Mm.
prasadam and it will
Yes,
eternally benefit that soul. No problem. Distribute free soup, homeless beggar, anyone, but it must be Krishna prasad. Then it is eternally beneficial to that soul.
yes.
Good points.
And yeah, and your realizations, I think the way you explain things, they kind of at least help me, and I'm pretty sure everybody would agree, appreciate that true knowledge is meant to deepen our faith, increase our dependence with Krishna, invoke that love for Krishna. And also one really wonderful point that you have made is showing gratitude to the devotees who actually associated with us. Like for instance, how I got into Krishna consciousness was because of devotees. Like because
Hmm.
of their mercy, I got into ISKCON. And then I got the good fortune of serving Guru Maharaj, got in contact with him, got in association with him. But
Hmm.
everything starts from that one devotee who goes out there into the world, materialistic world, sacrificing their time and effort and energy, trying to provide, trying to preach Krishna consciousness, make the less fortunate fortunate. That's how you put
Gotcha.
it really well.
Right. Right.
Those actually, uh, you know, stricken for me at least. Those are some really good things to for us to discuss very often. I think we often miss this point of showing gratitude to the devotee association. We don't often really do that. And after
Hmm.
some period of time, we actually take it for granted.
Mhm.
That
True.
that's my
True.
understanding.
That's so true. That's so true. Every day we need to tell ourselves, I'm just a neophyte, new devotee. I'm so thankful to walk into this temple, so thankful that the devotees are allowing me to come and associate because, hey, but for the grace of God, I could be out there in the cold suffering with everybody else.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much, Mataji. So dear devotees, we'll open it up for question and answers or realizations. Please raise your virtual hand if you have a question or something you'd like to share. Or if you're unable to speak, you can put it in the chat and I can read it on your behalf. Do we have any first takers?
Future
Yes,
mayor,
Prabhuji.
here he is.
Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
you're on mute.
yeah, I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Often, I think the verse captures beautifully what people think when it comes to charitable work. We all want to help people. We all want to do the good deeds. That's how we are raised culturally, in our families, the values, and everything. This karma yoga, when combined with the service to the Lord, is more beneficial, not just to us, but also the person we are serving. But if you are a known devotee, but you do believe in that what you're doing is not just me, with humility, you serve that as a service to the Lord, because we are all made in the image of God. Krishna is in all of us. Is that sufficient, or does it have to have a spiritual component? I think I already know the answer, but I thought I'll ask anyways. So how
I was
in depth?
just going to say, what do you think?
Yeah,
After all these classes you've attended and your intelligent queries, which Guru Maharaj has exhaustively answered, what do you think?
I do. I guess that gives you the full realization of the Lord, and that's why I think you want to give the full information. You want to make a fully informed rather than half a knowledge. But what does that look like? So how is that service to humanity, which is uh, rooted in Krishna consciousness, different than we see in other faiths? The Christians do the same thing, the Sikhs do the same thing. How is that look different spiritually when we compare? Or like people who are secular, non-religious people, they just want to serve people. So what does that look like on the ground, like different? I know there could be spiritual differences, but in terms of I really don't know.
Why do we say what the Sikhs are doing is different? They're also offering food to the Lord and then distributing it. So that's prasadam. I think the Christians offer that what bread and something, this is the blood of Jesus, and then distribute it. So they're also offering something to Jesus and then offering it. So why is it different? It's the same thing. But when non-religious people say, I'm distributing bread, I'm distributing food and clothes and shelter and this and that, they're doing it simply geared towards the body of the person. They are not benefiting the soul of the person. So it's just temporary, it is just for this lifetime, and that too maybe even part of the lifetime, not that it has a permanent effect. So that is why we say that these things are temporary. I just explained all this when I was speaking about the verse, that the anathalai, the orphanages, the free libraries, the dharmashalas, the whatever it is, they may cater and they may give, they may do, etc., but it is just confined to the body. It is just for this life. What is the permanent benefit to that spirit soul? Zero. So it is not going to benefit that person in the long run. It may help for, that particular lifetime. But we want something where the soul makes progress towards God, isn't it? Because remember, Whatever little bit is done in devotional service is eternally in your bank account. It never goes away, and in the next lifetime, you pick up where you left off. So both the giver and the receiver are benefited by engaging in devotional service. Unlike
Right.
mundane morality, mundane religiosity, mundane charitable activities, mundane, philanthropy, all these things will not give any permanent effect.
Right. And pardon my ignorance on this. So when a devotee would go and do these services, and having this spiritual angle to it, does it include distributing books at the same time, or distributing the word of the Lord at the same time when you're giving these services to these people? Like, what does that look like?
That's wonderful. Prabhupada said, what will your 3 minutes preaching do? Give them a book. That is always to their permanent benefit, because even if they don't read it, someone will read it. He said, my books are like time bombs. They will go off in people's lives, creating a revolution. So yes, distributing books is the most wonderful way to preach.
But is that typically what happens? Like when you're doing the services, like when you're giving them these thing, you're also preaching them when you're helping them?
Well, when we go out on book distribution, yes, we are preaching for a few minutes. We are explaining what's in the books. We are telling them that this is divine knowledge, which will free you from all sorts of stress, misunderstanding, doubts, and worries and tension, bring you peace, genuine peace, and relieve you of all stress. So we are preaching when we are giving the books. We are preaching when we are giving them prasadam. We are preaching them by bringing them into the temple and engaging them in Harinam Sankirtan. Every single thing bringing someone closer to Krishna is preaching. It doesn't mean we use words.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Nice questions. When are you becoming mayor?
Election is in October. You're more than welcome to come and help me with the campaign. It has already started. So I've been really busy.
Yes, I will be shouting. I will be standing in the truck and shouting for you.
Please come and help me.
We'll definitely pray for you.
Now I have to ask Guru Maharaj about that, because he's going to say, no way, Jose, sit tight and do your service here. Because I'm always ready to run here and there, and he doesn't like that. That's the what to say, the wanderlust in me. He doesn't like that. He said, no break for 2 lifetimes. Yeah. But I will be with you in spirit, Amitji. I'm so happy. This is so wonderful that one of our devotees is running for office. Someone who is a sincere devotee of the Lord can work wonders. And I just pray that Krishna empowers you more and more through your position to make a difference, a genuine difference, and change the world in your own way and spread Krishna consciousness, through your offices, through your power, through your influence, through your example. That will be such a great service.
Very kind of you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank
you. Haribol.
Mataji, while we wait for any other questions to come, I was contemplating when we were discussing the verse. The nature of us humans is to serve, right? The natural tendency is we'd like to serve, and we feel happy when we actually serve. After that ultimately leads to people doing social service and things like that. And one thing that crossed my mind was, well, we desire satisfaction, happiness. That's why we want to do these kind of things. By nature, that's our constitutional position, I guess, or nature, maybe constitutional nature of the soul. But why do we get so attracted to the material happiness, which is temporary, and we know it is temporary, but we continue to do it anyway, even though we know the temporary nature of it. We still do it, even though we understand it is temporary.
first and foremost, we are conditioned souls. If we were perfect, we would be in the spiritual world. We are all in the process of purifying ourselves of all these things. And so, therefore, we have this tendency to get attracted to rasgulla, gulab jamun, shopping, clothes, nice cars, nice women or men, beautiful people. And, this is just how we are conditioned. We are conditioned. The sense objects are so alluring. And when you engage your senses with the sense objects finished, it's like magnet, like this, So,
Yeah.
therefore, repeatedly reading the Shastras, hearing the Shastras, engaging in devotional service, slowly, 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 the material fever will come down. Because we are very feverish right now, immediately we run to sense gratification. But little by little by little, the material fever will start reducing, especially through Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Enechi Aushadhi Maya Nasi Baro Lagi, Hari Nam Maha Mantra Lao Tumi Magi. So this Hari Nam Maha Mantra has come to free us. And when you get free, Anant says, victory, success,
Yes.
freedom, liberation from bondage to that rasgulla and gulab jamun or whatever it is. But then some other layer will come up and you'll say, oh my God, now I'm attached to this, because that's the nature of Ananta Nivriti. You clear one layer, another layer comes up. But at
Yes.
least now you're no longer attracted by. I'll give you my own example. I was very addicted to sweets after I came to Krishna consciousness. And this was only
Mm.
after coming to Krishna consciousness. Before this, I was Pakka South Indian. Avakai pickles, chutneys, all. Tokku, chintakai tokku, all those things I would relish and eat like anything because I'm South Indian. But after
Yes.
coming to Krishna consciousness, I would gobble up everything in sight that was even a little sweet. I couldn't understand it. I was like, what is happening? Then one senior Mataji told me, oh, you're just going through purification. The first year I ate so much, I put on 8 kgs. She told me her own experience. I said, oh my God. you know. Then after 2 years, Guru Maharaj said, okay, that's enough now. Stop the sweet eating. That's enough. But could I give it up? No. I kept on and on and on until Guru Maharaj had to remind me many times, don't eat sweet, don't eat sweet. Sridevi, don't eat sweet. Then slowly, 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 over many years, reduce, 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 reduce. Now, I hardly ever touch a sweet. But it has taken so many years, more than 20 years. I began in 2001
Wow.
and I must have quit in maybe 2020 or 2021. Quit in the sense that I will take occasionally. I'm not like, oh, I will take occasionally, but it's so occasional and I have no craving as such for it or anything. I know it's not good for my health because I have a family history of diabetes. I personally suffer from hypothyroidism, so it's very bad for my health. So knowing all these things, how can I take sweets now? I cannot.
Yeah.
So I've given it up. At the most, I might take some, dry fruits, at the most to satisfy my
Okay.
sweet. I take fruits occasionally because they're healthy. So I've converted it that way. So I will still take a sweet, but it is a healthy way of taking the sweet, not the super sugary concentrated form. But it has taken so long. And even now, I have to be super careful because if I take one, I might take another. So I stop with one. So the tendency of sweet eating is once you eat one, you want to eat one more. So I try to
Would
be a little.
would you attribute that to our conditioning that we are not able to
Yes,
get out of that?
yeah, totally. We need help with addiction. This is another addiction. Sugar is
Mm.
also an addiction, like tea, coffee, internet, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, like everything else. This is another addiction. Gives you a high immediately. We feel good. But we want to get high on the holy name. We don't want to
Right.
get high on all these things and spoil our health. So it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. But understanding, first and foremost, this is not good for you. It is going to spoil your health. It comes in the way of your chanting nicely because you get hyper, you get irritable if you have a sugar high. You get, lose your temper easily. Guru Maharaj pointed out these things to me. And
Mm.
seeing all those things and constantly reflecting on 5:22. Na teshu ramate buddha. You know that verse? A wise man does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the sense objects.
Sense.
Yeah, let's go to that verse 522. यही
Yes.
संस्पर्श जब होगा दुख योनय एव ते आदि अंतवंत कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, verse number 22. I had to constantly meditate on that verse, constantly read it, constantly read the purport, constantly remember it, and try to
Sorry,
understand.
Mataji, which canto?
522.
Canto?
No, Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, you said Bhagavad Gita. 522 is.
Yeah, there we go. Why don't you read for us?
The translation?
Mhm.
Yeah. Translation. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Material
Read the purport.
sense pleasures. Sorry, Mataji. Go ahead.
Read the purport.
Yeah. Material sense pleasures are due to the contact of the material senses. Material sense pleasures are due to the contact of the material senses, which are all temporary because the body itself is temporary. A liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary. Knowing well the joys of transcendental pleasures, how can a liberated soul agree to enjoy false pleasure? In the Padma Purana, it is said, Ramante yogino nante, satyanande chidatmani, iti rama padena shao, param brahma vidyate. The mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasures from the absolute truth, and therefore the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is also known as Rama. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, it is said, Nayam deho deha bhajam nraloke, kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujami, tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam, sudhyed yasmad brahma sokhyam tvanantam. My dear sons, there is no reason to labor very hard for sense pleasure while in this human form of life. Such pleasures are available to the stool eaters, hogs. Rather, you should undergo penances in this life by which your existence will be purified. And as a result, you will be able to enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss. Therefore, those who are true yogis or learned transcendentalists are not attracted by sense pleasures, which are the causes of continuous material existence. The more one is addicted to material pleasures, the more he is entrapped by material miseries. Well,
See,
that
there you
actually
go.
hits the ground.
Mm.
This actually, where was it? Here. Temporary. The body itself is temporary, so why would we crave for something temporary?
You want to go for permanent? We have done enough of this,
Right.
Anandishej. So
Mm.
many lifetimes have gone like this. Round and round the merry-go-round, round and round the Ferris wheel. Taken birth, grown old, gotten diseases, died, taken birth, grown old, got diseases, died. How many lifetimes have we done this? Same thing over and over and over again. Huh? Do you really want to take birth again? Come back, in small little bag, you're confined to the womb of a mother. You come
Mm.
out and you have to pass urine and stool in diapers and howl and cry for feeds and then go to school. Oh my God, that's enough to give me the heebie-jeebies. Do homework, graduate, get a job, get married, raise children, fight with them during their teenage years, do all that. Who wants to do that again and again? My God, who wants to? It's too
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
It's
Very
too much.
true.
Once is enough. After coming to this understanding, once is enough. He said, no more. Please, Krishna, help me.
Oftentimes, I find myself these days um, doing prayers to Guru Maharaj and Krishna. Whenever I get into this kind of um, allurement mindset. Something material is attracting me. Please help me. So that would be
Yes.
my prayer.
Yes, yes, we must constantly be in a mood of prayer. My dear Lord, please help me to remember you every moment because Maya is waiting to capture me. She's already captured us in big time. So now we are trying to get free of her. So why should we again and again fall prey to her allurements? We must try to purify our existence actually. Must try to reduce the material fever and increase the Krishna fever.
Mm. Which is why it's very important that we increase our sadhana. Sadhana doesn't necessarily mean just only chanting, right? It's associating with devotees, doing devotional service, taking part in whatever little service we can, preaching or trying to do book distribution. Spend whatever time we can in anything related to Krishna.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So over the last few months, that's one realization I thought I would share. Sadhana doesn't necessarily mean just sitting in one place and chanting. Chanting is really necessary. We still have to do our sadhana. But inculcating this love for Krishna does not come just by chanting. At least for me, I'm not at that level. I'm still at the nama aparadha level. I still consider that. Um, but devotional service actually purifies a lot of anarthas because oftentimes, at least myself, I get chastised during the service. That kind of purifies. It also helps me do things in a much better way. Every time I do the service, the next time I do the service, every time I repeat the service.
You're
Just
lucky. Feel lucky to have well-wishing devotees who are chastising you, correcting you, purifying you. How many people have this benediction? Believe me, so many people are without devotee association, without nice seniors to guide them. It's very concerning to me, because they're sincere, they want to advance. Who is there to nurture them and help them? Very
yes,
difficult
Mother.
situation.
Yeah, it's really sad. I was part of that group before, but now I'm really really happy I found Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, I've been waiting. Maybe somebody else will ask something, but
Yeah, you ask.
yeah, Mataji, I was thinking, like the Prabhuji here was talking about the material afflictions. How so easy it is to, and I know, like I've read it, I've heard it so many times, not to have sensual attractions. Um, because you are a doctor, you know neurophysiology, how it works, the sensory system.
Dopamine rush.
Yeah,
Ooh, this beautiful
so
girl. I've got to have her. Oh, wow. She's so wonderful. She's the
that's
answer
right.
to my dream. She's my dream girl. She will fulfill all my desire. So all these fantasies are there. And reality check means, okay, it's not as I thought. So,
Okay.
every time we come across these situations where we think something is very wonderful, alluring, fantastic, but then when you actually open the gift box, you say, oh, well, oh, okay, like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be careful. Don't fall for those alluring beauties. Go for a devotee girl.
Thanks for
Be
reality.
beautiful, no problem.
Thanks for the reality
But
check.
let her just be
Mataji.
a devotee. There's no bar. It doesn't mean beautiful people cannot be devotees. We don't have any discrimination against rich people, beautiful people, intelligent people. Why we should discriminate? They are also spirit souls. They also deserve to come to Krishna.
Right.
So no bar to all those things. But make sure she's a sincere and serious devotee. That's all.
Thank you. So what I was saying was, Mataji, that I realized, how the sensory, like I said, the sensory system, you stimulate your senses, it wants more, and it's very simple neurophysiology. You get pleasure, you get the dopamine, endorphins, whatever, and you want to keep doing that. That's what your body wants. But then it's temporary, like you said. These things do not stay there forever, and then because the addiction that we create, for cravings that we create for those things, once those are removed, then we feel miserable. And Krishna is trying to teach us, because he knows the makeup of this body, he knows the limitations of this body. So he's trying to teach us not to get addicted to these things that will ultimately cause suffering. But this Maya, maybe you want to call it, or this human body, it just wants to keep doing that. It's like almost like we are like those those rats in a Ferris wheel that just wants to keep turning the wheel, but we know we're not going anywhere. But in our heads, we just want to keep turning the wheel. So it's it's a lot of learning and unlearning that needs to happen with, I guess, happens with spiritual growth. Yeah.
It's mainly unlearning, because we are conditioned a lot, and suddenly to pivot away or switch to a different concept of life, like you got to switch immediately, right?
Right.
All your life you have been conditioned, you have been taught to do things like this. You have to do things like this. This is how it is. This is how the world works. This is how society works. And you have to always focus on it, like study, 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 make money, make money, make money, sort of that. That's it, nothing else. That's nothing else
Yeah.
was taught. At least that is in my case. That's been my experience.
That's Indians. Indians have this study hard, get a good job, make lots of
Yeah.
money. For Indians, money is the big stumbling block. I mean, not just Indians, Asians, Easterners. For
Asians. Yep.
Westerners, sex desire. These are the two huge stumbling blocks, because they have material opulence, so money doesn't interest them. Sex desire, ooh, very high. Indians, money. Immediately the years go up like this. Where is the opportunity to make money, 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 money? So for money for Easterners is a big deal. Sex desire for Westerners is a big deal. So we have to be so careful, because we can get caught in that trap again and again and again. But one thing wonderful about this, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
is so powerful that as you start chanting, you start gaining control over these wild impulses to run after this, that. Start to think, wait a minute, I did that last time, and what was the result? It wasn't good. I will now not do it the same way
So
again. So we get good spiritual intelligence to
just
discriminate.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Mataji, you mentioned two challenges of two different cultures, like the Indian folks with the money, and the Westerners with the physical desires. So I just a lighthearted joke. So Indians who migrate to the West are in double whammy then. they go after money and the other
Both.
desires.
They lose the virtues of both, and they acquire the vices of both.
Yeah.
Double whammy. Yes, my dear Amit. Be super
Yeah.
careful. Nobody is saying that you should, not have a beautiful wife or a qualified girl. No, we are not denying anyone anything. But we must make intelligent choices that will enhance our Krishna consciousness. So we have no objection to you marrying a beautiful girl. Just let her be a sincere, serious devotee who will help you. A wife is like a fortress. Hmm? The description is a qualified and chaste wife. She protects her husband.
I did not know that this call was about my matrimony, but
Huh? What?
Oh, he's getting a lot of
I know that
advice.
this was about finding me a girl, but once I do, you will all.
Well, you're going to be in a very strong position, and the women are also going to come at you,
Yeah,
by the
that's
hordes.
true.
You become
It's
a
gonna
mayor,
happen.
finished. You're going to have to deal with all sorts of female energies coming at you. So you have to become very strong by chanting the holy names, taking shelter of Krishna's divine spiritual energy, and choosing wisely. so that you keep going from strength to strength. You don't want to get pulled down and lose, you know. You understand? You want to keep gaining.
Ji Mataji. Thank
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Prachi, for being with us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Gaurapriya Mataji, for sharing that in the chat. She shared.
Okay.
Uh,
Reading Prabhupada books is also sadhana. Yes, absolutely.
yes.
We have
It's
Mandakini, we have Sarva Lakshmi, we have Krishna Kaviraj, we have Prahlad Narasimha, we have Vendi, we have Gauripriya. Nobody is saying anything. They are allowing me to harass Amit ji for no good reason.
I
Just
got the
such a
fortune.
very
Of,
important comment. Gauripriya
oh,
said a beautiful thing. Shall I read it? Hamsa Duta Das. One day Prabhupada asked me, why did I write all these books? I said, so that we can learn the philosophy. He said, no, these books are there to convince you to chant Hare Krishna. If you are convinced, there is no need to read these books. Of course, we must read these books. Very nice. Thank you, Gauripriya. She's a scholar here. Okay, anyone
there-
else wants to say anything, share anything, cross-examine me, ask questions, criticize me? Now is the chance.
I have one question, Mataji. Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Attachment to removing attachment from kids is very difficult, Mataji. So, if kids are
Hmm.
devotees, is that attachment good?
Why should you remove your attachment? What is the need to remove? In fact, we want you to be attached. We want you to serve your children with affection, with love, with devotion, with kindness, with compassion, with a sense of humor. We want all those qualities. Why we should artificially be detached? I won't love you. I won't hug you. I won't kiss you. Of course not. We are meant to love and serve and fulfill their needs. Children need hugs, they need kisses, they need affirmatory,
Hmm.
words to build their morale, to build their self-esteem. We have to take care of our kids very nicely. Parenting is devotional service. So we have to fulfill their needs, we have to be there for them, we have to serve them nicely, but always remembering this is a child of Krishna. It just come to me in this life because Krishna wants me to take care of this soul. So he or she is not mine. They belong to Krishna. Love without possessiveness. You understand?
Mhm.
It doesn't mean one must not show love, one must be harsh and mean and distant emotionally. No, that is actually disservice. We have to give them love and affection. We have to care for them. We have to be a good example. We have to encourage them materially and spiritually. But we must always remember these children don't belong to me. They are Krishna's. They have come into my life for me to serve them, be a good role model, and let them fly one day out of the nest and become Krishna conscious devotees themselves, you know. So nobody is telling you not to be attached, but the attachment must be with the understanding this is Krishna's child, not possessive. You understand the difference?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Why don't you get hold of the Grihastha Vision Team book where all these things have been discussed? I have written the chapter on parenting. Of course, I'm not saying you should read only that chapter. You can read the whole book. It gives you a lot of very, very good information on Grihastha life, parenting, etc. Have
Oh,
you
is
heard
it
of the
available in Amazon, Mataji?
Yeah, Heart and Soul Connection, a Vaishnav guide to marriage, service, and love? Let me just pull it up for you. I'll send you the link. Yeah. So, if you were here in India, I would give you the book, but you are far away in America, so you can order it online. Do I still have screen share, Anantasesh?
Yes,
do.
Mataji. Yes, still. You do.
Okay. So let me share. This is what the book looks like. And now let me figure out how to send you the link. Okay, highlight this. Copy paste, I'm guessing. Do you see what I'm seeing? Can everyone see the page?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to the link. Hopefully. Did you see that, my dear Mandakini?
Yes, Mataji. I took screenshot also. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a very wonderful book written by 13 different marriage educators, marriage counselors, marriage therapists. We are all part of Grihastha Vision team. And under Mother Krishna Nandini's guidance and direct instructions, we have written this book. Many Grihasthas have found it to be very beneficial for their Grihastha life.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Nice question.
Yes.
Anything else by anyone else? Okay, looks
Any
like we've
other
run out of questions, comments. Shall we wind
Shall
up?
we conclude, Mataji?
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Anantashesh Prabhu, for patiently
No, thank
putting up
you.
with me. Thank you, Amit ji, for patiently putting up with me and my teasing you. Half
Thank you,
teasing,
Mataji.
half serious, not only teasing. I'm very
Thank you so
fond of
much,
all of
Mataji.
you young people because I see you all have a brilliant future. I want to encourage you. I want to be there for you. I want to root for you. I want to be a cheerleader, everything, so that you take the movement more and more forward.
I do appreciate Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
My
Thank
very
you so much,
sincere
Mataji, and thank you everyone for joining. Ramraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj ki.
Jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.